Return of the Dove by Margaret Storm, Part 1. Now and in the beginning. Now it is early November, 1957, here on the planet Earth. It is a glad November, a special kind of November decked with a sparkle and a twinkle and with long, tall nights stretching upward to the stars. There are two new pinpricks of light up there which we call Sputniks. Later they will be joined by other little moons and little satellites, all rollicking and frolicking together, round and round the globe, like the gay wooden horses on a merry-go-round. Yes, indeed, it is a glad November. Then there are those lovely saucers flying about everywhere, their brilliant colors flashing like a peacock's tail. Many of them come to us over great cosmic lightways, winging their way even without wings, traveling about God's great playhouse, propelled by the sustaining breath of His love for His children, even the foolish ones, who now need be foolish no longer. For that is what makes it a glad November here on the planet Earth. We need be foolish no longer. Now we can awaken, stretch our minds and hearts up, 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 until we hit a star. We have been prodigals for the last 19 million years, and the diet of husk has been awful. But the bad dream is over. We can relax and prepare for the feast, a grand and wonderful festival of human victory which will last for 2,000 years. By that time we will have long since forgotten about the husk and the 19 million years of planetary isolation, and we will be out there riding the lightways in spaceships, hopping from star to star, on our cosmic assignments, while the great symphony of the spheres plays on, and the angels sing. Of course, we still have with us in these latter days the diehards, the spoil sports, the screwballs, the oddballs, the sad sacks, and a whole assortment of wet blankets in a wide variety of sizes, shapes, and shades. They are the ones with the souped-up egos. They do not buy the ideal of spaceships, music of the spheres, or the singing of angels. They are the foolish ones who want to continue their foolishness. In the hospital world that we have known for millions of years during our cosmic quarantine, it is correct to say that most of us have been foolish in the majority of our embodiments. We have been dreadful phonies, strictly hams, acting out roles on a stage called the world, a stage like a mixed-up, upside-down cake with an animated, crazy quilt for a platter. With such a design for living, it is a matter of no wonderment that whoever is in charge had to send flying saucers to rescue us, warn us, cajole us, or to just haul some of us off to a new dumping ground, to a new sort of hospital planet, devoted exclusively to drying out wet blankets and removing the sadness from sacks, and that, if you please, just at the very moment when the chemise became high fashion. But those of us who are left here on the planet Earth, who will continue our evolution here after the saucers have blown the cracked cups away to a new repair shop, well, we will have a whale of a clean-up job ahead of us, because this globe has been lacking in good housekeeping for a long, long time. We will have to step out and keep up with the Joneses, only this time they won't live down the street. They live up there on those gay, sparkling spheres called Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and so forth, and in places which sound like a melody, Aquaria, Clarion, and a tiny little lighted jewel of a planet called Excelsior. Excelsior, it has been said, is a delightful little place inhabited by little people, but real little people, very beautiful little men and women of exquisite stature, towering 2 or perhaps 3 inches in height. They have perfect forms which move and float in rhythmic dances of breathtaking beauty and grace. They have never known distress of any kind. They are God's dedicated little children. Their fire dances in honor of the sacred flame are all expressions of thanksgiving to their Creator for His gift of life. That is their way of praying. dancing is to them synonymous with living, or the expressing of gratitude for limitless cosmic abundance. They are extremely artistic, and when they are not dancing, they are constantly helping the little nature spirits, the fairies, the elves, the water spirits, to rearrange the decorations on the surface of their planet. Perhaps a miniature rose tree just there, and a tiny waterfall plunging dizzily down from a sheer drop of 1 foot would be effective as a backdrop for a new dance. Are ideas such as these pondered by the little men and women who live on Excelsior? The heavy foot of an earthling may never tread on Excelsior, but it is said that spaceships are equipped with marvelous viewing devices which will bring a planetary surface into a clear focus such as would make all Hollywood's cameras and screens seem like instruments as primitive as a stone arrowhead. Truly, the cosmos is a place fascinating beyond the imagination of man, and best of all, it is man's heritage. That is where we belong, out there in the playground of the gods, far beyond the silly Sputniks, the false moons, the grapefruit-sized satellites, even beyond the moon itself and beyond the neighboring planets and stars, and into the great golden pathway of the Milky Way. We belong far beyond all the rubbish and rubble of this once magnificent planet which we ourselves have turned into a hell. The universe is our heritage, and we have but to claim it, to explore it, to revel in its fathomless beauty. It is all ours to use, to improve, and to love. That is the clue. It is ours to love, but we have forgotten how to love natural things, God-created things. We love only our own grotesque miscreations, our mighty death-dealing weapons, our sculptured monuments marking blood-stained battlefields, our martial music designed to stir the hearts of men as they march forth to kill and be killed, our guided missiles conceived by unguided men, left helpless and bereft without knowledge of their source, our ungreat bombs that can pulverize a great city at one blow, our unmighty dew line, known among the hush-hush boys, among the don't-tell-the-taxpayer boys, as the busted bubble. We love to visit our spacious cemeteries, crowded to overflowing with the silent dead. We love to bedeck the graves with ugly arrangements of withering flowers, piling death upon death. We are sorry we could not give our beloved a more handsome tombstone, but taxes ride beside death on this planet. You know how it is. There was the hospital bill, the doctor bill, the x-ray bill, the bill at the corner drugstore, plus a whopping big bill from the surgeon who cut and carved and sliced and sawed with all his might and main, while death just stood there and waited patiently. It was by no whim of chance that our cosmic hierarchy designated the Earth as Planet D in this solar system. That letter has come to stand for death, destruction, devastation, desperation, deficits, depletion, depression, devils, and the dew line. It also stands for dainty dancers who have never known distress. But that is only planet Excelsior. Somewhere out there in space, somewhere out there where the wind is singing, where the air is fresh and sweet as white daisies laughing in the sun, the little planet spins on its course. A tiny crystal globe is alight with a sacred flame, and around it the little men and women circle in their rhythmic dance, their hearts aflame with love of the One. The little waterfall splashes merrily. A brilliant butterfly flits about the miniature rose tree and finds a resting place. The stillness vibrates with rapture. The dance goes on Excelsior. And here on this earth, death still rides in the saddle, but not for long. Now, in this glad November, we can live with joy again. Now is the moment of appraisal. Now is the time to catch, to hold, to examine a fleeting cosmic instant covering 19 million years in the cycle of human history on this planet Earth.